Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Travis Winggood, it's occurring to me this morning. If you remember QAnon, those wacko conspiracy theories originating from Russian propaganda about space aliens who have come to Earth and infiltrated groups such as Hollywood with Tom Hanks as he did Angels and Demons, and the Democrats, especially the Clintons. Well, and then they are involved in satanic pedophilia. And I've been warning you that the church fits that description, as the church is compromised by Russia and a major city yet to be determined in Russia. Well, turns out, as all of us Mormons know, Mormons believe that we came from outer space. Mormons get it incorrect, but they say we're from Kolob. That's the planet closest to the throne of God. Mormons miss that part. And and we have the hymn, "If You Could Hide a Kolob." And so, yeah, we're well known for our theology of outer space doctrine, as we call Klingon Skousen. I mean, Cleons. And so, if you've been paying attention, the church is involved in a history of pedophilia with bishops, primary presidents, scout leaders, all involved in sexual assaults, molestations, and rapes of children. Not to mention BYU students, as BYU has had to change their policies not to kick out the victims of rape after they report it as a violation of the honor code. Oh, you were raped? Well, you violated the honor code. You can go home now. So that's sort of been put to rest, maybe. And then the Protect LDS Children came out, trying to get bishops to stop asking sexually explicit questions of minor children. And then Satanism. And I've been the promoter of this, as Temple Square is full of satanic symbolism on the keystone of the arch of the door of the Salt Lake Temple, and on the Eagle Gate on State Street at Temple Square, and the Logan Temple and the Nauvoo Temple, none of which were by Joseph. The church is blaming Joseph, but they distract by using Joseph, as I've gone over. And so, yes, Satanism, pedophilia, and outer space aliens fit the Mormon Church to a T. And I've been wondering, after I filed my second lawsuit, this time for sedition against the LDS Church, that it was slow in being approved. It took 2 weeks to be approved rather than immediately. as it was the first time around, which they then had the magistrate judge assigned to dismiss it, so that Waddups wouldn't be the one dismissing it, as he should have recused himself. But that's the whole point of sedition. He gets involved with it now. But during the time period, as I'm waiting, the Attorney General, William Barr, is talking and mentions sedition against protesters. And I went, well, according to the RICO law, of which this was filed under, RICO sedition, he would have been made aware. And if he wanted to pursue his own charges, he would do so. And 2 weeks went by and it was approved, and I served the church. And one of the lawyers, Taylor, whom I call Thad because of the email, immediately returned it the next day, which means he would have consulted with his clients. And so Oakes gets up in conference and says, "Don't protest, take us to court. Take them to court, whoever you're protesting." And Oakes knows very well they own the judges, as my case was dismissed, and so I was denied that First Amendment right that Oakes was talking about. And he failed miserably to understand why people protest, is because we are denied our First Amendment right to petition. And so we've seen falling stars all over the place for the past month, and the conference weekend, and Thursday is the sign of the seventh trumpet. And tonight is the vice presidential debate right here at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City. The original Brigham Young University, which was confiscated under the Edmunds-Tucker Act, and the church, instead of renting it back, they had to rent back their original property if they wanted them, and they went deep in debt with the stuff that they did rent back, that they didn't rent back the university or the brothel or the brewery or the tobacco farms. If you guys don't know about Commerce Street, that was Brigham Young, and he had to supply it with beer and tobacco. A little dark history that Mormons don't know about, and if they do know about it, they dismiss it as, oh, I'm sure there's an explanation. We'll find out in the afterlife on Kolob. But I wonder if today, so that it would be a talking point for Pence to help him out against the former prosecutor Kamala Harris, who's been ripping people in the Senate committees, she's awesome at going after people. I was kind of disappointed in her presidential run. She didn't have that gusto like she did in the Senate. But Vice President Pence may need a little extra boost tonight. And I wonder if Trump is going to get the call from Putin and then contact Attorney General Barr and then have a raid all through Utah as church leaders one by one are taken into custody for RICO sedition. as the deep state. Wouldn't that be interesting? Mitt Romney would be exposed. Mike Lee, oh, he got coronavirus. He's a loser and a sucker. But wait, didn't Trump also get coronavirus? Isn't he a loser and a sucker? No, not Trump. He stood strong and took off his mask, continued to infect people one by one. And so, yeah, I do wonder, would that be what I was wondering was going to happen this week? Whether it would be a natural disaster, such as a great earthquake, or meteors actually destroying, not just being signs, or whatever else, or an attack as Putin's army rolls in, as Trump says, I'm getting some help from Putin to quell the rebels. Oh dear God, what a nightmare that would be. And then you'd have Trump supporters and loyalists going, yeah, Putin, woo, I'd rather be Russian than vote Democrat. And that was also Russian propaganda that many of my fellow neighbors here fell for, as I'm trying to tell them, no guys, don't fall for it. And so, yeah, it's 7:30. I mean, I guess raids, wasn't it Stone guy, Trump's bestest buddy, who set us up for Roger Stone. His was early in the morning too, I believe. But yeah, wouldn't that be interesting? That would definitely make the news, definitely dominate, and definitely then have to be talked about in the debate tonight, and help give Pence a little extra boost. We have taken down the deep state, and it's right here in Utah where we are debating. Trump and I knew all of this, and we had planned and orchestrated this whole event to show the world we mean business. Wouldn't that be interesting? I may then have to send a letter to the defense counsel and say, hey, how are you guys planning on proceeding at this point? Are you going to concede and just hand it over to me? Because that's my request for relief. Church doesn't belong to them. So, yeah, that would be interesting if that was the case. So pay attention. Pay attention. I mean, it's not tomorrow, but since when do signs have to have the event on Earth occur on the exact same day? All the time.